Hello, darkForge Games, Scott speaking. What's that? Nekro. Oh, Nekro! You mean the game that combines an innovative blend of action, strategy, and RPG? Yeah, no, we're not making that anymore. Well, I'm sorry, but we changed it to a casual game and released it for iPhone 3 months ago. It's free to play. After a one-time reoccurring subscription fee of $99.99, just go onto the App Store and you can buy it yourself for the... What do you mean that's not acceptable? I know you haven't had an update in 5 months. We're running a game studio here, not an update service. We run a top-tier, high-quality establishment, and we wouldn't compromise that for it.
Hello? Is this the medicine counter?
Mother, I'm on the telephone.
Scott, is that you?
Yeah, Mom, it's me. I'm on the phone with a customer here, okay?
Oh, hi, Bobby. When did you start working at the pharmacy?
No, Mom, I make video games. I told you it is a real profession, okay? But please, just get off the phone, please.
Oh, okay. Supper's ready.
Okay, Mom, thank you, Mom. Please get off the phone now. Oh, all right, where were we?
Sorry, that's our new intern. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll do the damn update.
Aw, yes, update 2014. What's up, guys? This is Scott. I'm the creative director on Nekro. It's been a long-ass time since our last update, but rest assured we are extremely hard at work on the game, and it's playing better than ever. In this update, we'll be talking about multiplayer, new game mechanics, new units, and we'll be going over an exciting live stream that's happening next week. So let's get right to it. So this year we had a great experience at PAX. We had over 1,000 people play the game, and feedback was extremely positive. We've taken all those ideas that you guys came up with and tried to get as many of them into the game as possible and ready to go for beta. The biggest thing everyone kept asking for was multiplayer. We know we promised multiplayer as an add-on patch after the game is launched, but we're kind of crazy, so we decided to add it in not only for launch but also for beta. So we are happy to announce Nekro will be launching into beta with a completely functional co-op multiplayer experience. Do you guys remember this unit from the Kickstarter video? Well, he became our multiplayer character. One person's going to take on the role of the Nekro, while the other will control this guy, the Evil. The Evil is a completely separate unit from the Nekro with his own toolkit. We worked really hard to try and synergize the Evil with the Nekro, so they might effectively operate as a team. The Evil is a ranged DPS support character with some interesting abilities to control a fight. As a psionic unit, his attacks are created from mental energy. In addition to throwing spines, the Evil is capable of projecting his image forward, knocking enemies out of his path. Where the Nekro gains strength through blood, the Evil derives his power from damage. When enough damage is accumulated, the Evil will gain a new skill. At level 1, the Evil can give himself a temporary increase in attack speed that also grants a small lifesteal. Once the Evil achieves level 2, he's given a powerful trap. Enemies caught in this trap are immobilized, but not prevented from attacking. Upon reaching level 3, the Evil is able to bring forth the psionic eyeball creature for a limited span of time. What we're calling the Splurgling is autonomous, deadly, and let's face it, pretty adorable. For his next level, the Evil is able to utilize his psionic powers to fade into the background, becoming invisible and dropping all aggro. Finally, upon reaching maximum level, the Evil is able to produce a devastating harpoon of mental energy, drilling through foes and striking at those beyond. So there's the Evil. We wanted to make a unit that is very powerful in his own right, but must rely on the Nekro's unique skill set to be truly effective. This unit marks a massive milestone for the game. We've wanted multiplayer from day one, and after we were able to offer it as a Kickstarter reward, I then had to tackle the technical side of, well, how do I do it? Since I'm the only programmer, this offered a huge challenge for me. How do I divide my time on making the game? I wanted to have multiplayer, but not at the cost of a solid single-player experience. After a ton of work and tough decisions about gameplay, such as removing the randomly generated level system, we were able to find a perfect middle ground that enabled me to implement this feature. We're extremely proud to bring this to you on day one, and we can't wait to see what you guys think of it. In addition to fully functioning multiplayer, we've got some new mechanics to introduce. One of the biggest lessons from PAX was that our unit selection was not as intuitive as we would have liked. The inconsistent build paths would lead people into trouble, and we really wanted to even out that difficulty curve. The better your army, the harder levels we could throw at you, the more challenge you would face, and then the more fun you would have. In order to achieve this goal, we decided to clarify unit behaviors by separating them into sections: DPS, tank, and support. Players will be able to include one of each of these unit types into their armies. This change allowed us to better predict army compositions and plan levels accordingly. If you saw our last video, I noted that we removed our crafting system to help players spend more time fighting and less time toiling over crafting resources. We didn't want to remove everything from this system, just the more tedious aspects. Our solution is to make items into blueprints, allowing the players to bring a small selection of one-time use trinkets into a map. These can be anything from practical healing potions, to area slowing effects, to things that are, less functional.
I have more YouTube money than God I can afford these games.
We found at PAX that players would either pick between upgrading their Nekro or their summons, but rarely ever did both. To address this issue, we've separated the upgrades into two different resource systems. Summons are gated using sins, which are earned by completing levels or found randomly in the world, whereas the Nekro upgrades are earned solely by completing levels. This allows the player the freedom to make real choices and not be forced down a single upgrade path. In addition to new mechanics, music, multiplayer functionality, and gameplay, we also have some new units. Part of our Barnyard collection, we now have a chicken unit we've called the Cluckadoo. The Nekro needs a lot of blood to make his unholy army, so we've added different and dynamic ways to get blood at the start of a map. Presenting a bit more of a challenge, we have the Cow, or the Milkaboo. Despite being considered a Tier 1 unit, the Milkaboo will make you work for his blood with painful ramming attacks. We also have a Total Biscuit Cow variant called Sirloin. Next, we've introduced a few new Order or Townsfolk units. These are units that provide a much clearer difficulty ramp as you progress through the game. We also have a really cool new type of unit, an environmental summon. This little pumpkin, called the Jackie-O, remains part of the background, but when infused with your demonic scourge will come to life and fight for you. This offers some really cool functionality in terms of gameplay, allowing the player to acquire units from the map itself without having to expend blood first. Lastly, we have our first Tier 3 unit, the hardest tier in our game. The Zealot is a devout servant of the king and is extremely powerful with quick reflexes and powerful attacks, making him hard to avoid and even harder to kill. We have even more units we're not showing off today, like the Mushroom Head and our favorite exploding sheep, the Fluffernutter. With these units comes new environments such as the Erdem Tribal Village and Steamtown. These areas are diverse and often come with their own collection of interactive environmental hazards and physics-based props. There's so much more I can talk about. The game is becoming so big, there's just so much I haven't even covered. But, we're so close to beta at this point, I'll just leave it for you guys to discover for yourself. On that note, we're going to try our very best to get you a playable, polished version of Nekro by April on Steam. But, as we're a small team, we might need more time. We don't want to give you guys anything less than our best. On a final note, we'd like to invite you to watch us play Nekro live on the Steam Indie Showcase this Friday the 10th. This is going to be a massive live streaming event where the guys from Greenlight Gaming play all sorts of indie games for a full 24 hours. We will be playing the game multiplayer and showing off tons of new features and levels. Please check our Facebook, Twitter, or this video's description for all the information on this event. We hope to see you there. And of course, as always, thank you. We appreciate all the support and constructive feedback you guys have given over the past year. I've personally read every single comment we get, and honestly, so much of what Nekro is today is based directly on what you guys have said. It comes from all the comments, it comes from all the feedback, everyone that came up and personally talked to me at PAX. All that has gone into the game to make it what it is, and it's so much better for it. So thank you so much, and we cannot wait to give you guys the game this year. You guys are going to be playing Nekro this year. It's going to be freaking awesome. Let's do this. Alright, I'm going to go in here, try and capture this fight.
Alright, I'm setting in.
Oh, wait, here, pull these guys off me. Okay, you're getting really hurt.
Yeah, this isn't really,
Okay, shit. Oops.